Hello. Thanks for coming out today. Everybody give yourselves a round of applause. My name is Shepard. I'm the lead organizer of the Philly Rootstrikers. Almost 6 months ago, I got involved with the Occupy movement in Philadelphia because I was desperate for a way to make positive change in this country. To make our government understand that there are solutions to many of the problems facing America today. While America has many problems, there is one among them that must be confronted first before the others can have a chance for resolution. This problem is the corrupting influence of money over our government. Money is a corrupting force because it distracts our government. Politicians may spend up to 70% of their time just raising money. This is not to be on the floor, this is not to read our laws, this is just to raise money. It corrupts our trust in our government. Congress's approval rating is like 10%. That is abysmal. 80% of Americans believe that money buys results in Congress. 10% of us have faith. I don't even know who that 10% is. And the money is a corrupting influence because money, not people, motivate our government. Our government doesn't care about solving the public's problems anymore. Our representatives are no longer public servants. They are corporate servants. Congress serves corporate interests, so they are solving corporate problems, like lower corporate tax rate, reduced regulation, removal of negotiation rights, and the list goes on. They are not solving our problems because they are not paying attention to us. Congress will continue to serve the interests of corporations and the wealthy because they are dependent on what they provide. Congress is addicted to the drug that the rich are pushing, money. They don't care about anything but the money they need for re-election. We need to break them free of this habit because it is destroying our country.
Yeah, right on.
Since this addiction is getting out of control, destroying not only America, but the lives of Americans as well. So I say, we need to give Congress an intervention. We need to catch them off guard, sit them down, and read our sad intervention letters about how their addiction to money affects each American. We need to tell Congress that we will no longer enable them. We will not continue to support them unless they make a clean break through clean elections. Every American needs to ask Congress to go to rehab. Their addiction, their dependency on money in order to win elections is the driving force behind everything that they do. The Philadelphia Stock Exchange is a perfect example of this. The financial industry used Congress's dependency on money to deregulate itself. The financial industry spent $1.7 billion, that's $1.7 billion, on campaign contributions, and $3.4 billion, that's $3.4 billion, on lobbying expenses from 1998 to 2008. The financial sector spent more on political contributions than the energy, healthcare, defense, and telecom sectors combined. So our representatives owed them, and as a result, allowed Wall Street to use our retirement funds, fireman pensions, and state government investment in one of the largest legalized gambling casinos this world has ever seen. Congress needs campaign donations. Congress's need for campaign donations made possible legislation which gave the financial industry the right to gamble without restriction and transparency. Thanks. The big banks flooded campaign coffers so they could recklessly borrow beyond their means and receive assurances that they will never go bust. It was the big checks received by members of both parties in both Congress and the White House that made it possible for the financial industry to gamble without impunity, which crippled America in 2008. As a result, America faces a major recession, increased unemployment, waves of foreclosures in communities everywhere. And what has Congress done to protect us? Nothing. The financial legislation passed by Congress in the wake of this recession does nothing to prevent it from happening again. Why? because the financial industry has continued to lobby Congress, dumping hundreds of millions of dollars into our government. They will continue to do this because they can. Because congressmen and women need that money to win re-election. As long as our representatives need money to win elections, to keep their jobs, they will not focus on the true responsibilities as legislators. They will be beholden to the people and the people alone. And unfortunately, the financial sector is just one example, just one of many industries funneling unlimited fortunes into Washington to warp legislation in their favor, regardless of what it does to America and Americans. This is why we all need to be root strikers, because whether you believe that the financial industry needs to be regulated and that the banks should be too big to fail, or whether you believe we should no longer depend on fossil fuels for our energy needs, or whether you believe a flat tax is necessary and fair, each one of these issues is ignored because money has led our public servants astray. So please join me in becoming a root striker, because as Henry David Thoreau once said, there are 1,000 people hacking at the branches of evil, but only a few striking at the root. So I ask you to help me remove the corrupting influence of money over our government, to strike at the root, so the American tree of democracy can bear the fruit of positive change once again. Thank you.